Big game for Manchester United is happening today, and it's happening at the Old Trafford in there, and United is hosting a side which goes by names of West Ham. And West Ham has proved to be one of those stubborn sides in there that are really competing for the top 4 position of the Champions or the Premier League, and they want to be into the Champions League camp next season. Is that possible? All that and more into this video in here onto the Manchester United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David, aka R. Into this channel, smash the like button, comment and share. We are really bringing you a very big match insight of this game in there that is happening at Old Trafford that most of you know about and are very much worried, but I'm 100% sure United can really get 3 points in here. So we are into this game. Doubts are increasing. Players that are very doubtful to be to this game are increasing in there, and we've just gotten news that even Ronaldo Cristiano might be a doubt into this game. We had another big blow in there for Manchester United, because when you look at players like Edson Cavani, they've not yet recovered, but that calls for Anton Martial and a player who goes by the names of Marcus Rashford to come in and lead the line in there for you. But all in all, when you look at the confirmed squad, there is De Gea, Dean Henderson, Tom Heaton, Diego Dalot, Varane, Phil Jones, Harry Maguire, Alex Telles, Nemanja Matic, Fred, McTominay, Danny Van Beek, Lingard, Juan Mata, Fernandes, Anton Martial, Elanga, Greenwood, Cavani, Ronaldo, and Rashford. That is the confirmed match squad that United have moved with into the Lowry Hotel to prepare for the game of West Ham that is happening at Old Trafford, and it's really going to be one of those games that is going to be late played in there at 18 hours. That's when that game is happening in there. So according to anywhere watching us from, you can as well compute in there. For us here, it's going to be 6 p.m. in Africa. I don't know what time is it going to be your side in there as you watch this game of football of Manchester United as they talk on a side which goes by the names of West Ham in there for you. We are coming into this game when West Ham are really have played a game, one more game than United. United have played 21 and West Ham have played 22, but remember, West Ham are at 37 points and United is at 35 in there. So what does this mean? It means that if you're really going to compete for the top 4 positions and West Ham is 4th, the best way to show your nerves and balls that you can really go through and complete into the top 4 position of the Premier League, you have to beat West Ham. Because when United beats West Ham, United will be at 38 points and they'll be 1 game less. They would have played 1 game less than West Ham. That means if at all United goes ahead to win that game, they'll be at a level of coming up through, and they will have widened their gap between West Ham to 4 points. You get? That means they would have already launched something great in there for you, because there are very many other positives that United are facing in there, because Tottenham Hotspur, which has 2 games in hand, is playing Chelsea. They are playing Chelsea. So what does that show you? That if at all United goes ahead and wins their game against West Ham, it's highly expected that Chelsea are going to beat Tottenham Hotspur, and that game is at Stamford Bridge, and you know that Chelsea is hard. It's a hard nut to crack at the Stamford Bridge Stadium. You know that very well. So I really feel like the vibe is really going to be up for Manchester United, and very many players are doubts. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I've read of him being a doubt. That's what the manager has really come out and confirmed in there. Luke Shaw is a doubt. Cavani is back. Who else is a doubt? I've not seen Sancho. Sancho has not yet returned in there. So Sancho, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, all those are doubts. Lindelof is completely out because he needs to be rested, because he had a break into his house and his mind is not into the right order. So that is how seriously the English or the whites take the game of football to be. Someone's getting a robbery into his or her house, he's not allowed to come here and play because he's not in the right mentality, all saints. But here in Africa, let that happen, you'll see what will happen. The player will rush back to the pitch to come back and play. But in the whites, it's not really allowed, because the psychologist will come out and tell he is not in the right mood. He has to sit down the children and tell them that they are not going to attack us again, as they did the previous night. That happened when United was playing a team which goes by the names of Brentford, and United won by 3-1. Bruno Fernandes with 2 assists. Mason Greenwood, Anthony Elanga, and Marcus Rashford were the United scorers of the day in there for you, with Bruno banging in 2 assists. Ronaldo coming out very furious in there for you, and we ask ourselves, why did he really have to do that? Because all in all, it had no reason to come in through to do the needful in there and do that what he did that night in there for you. Because trust me, at a level where Ronaldo is, people will come out and defend him, but if you're taken off, then that's okay, because the manager said those are some of the reasons that we lost our lead against Aston Villa, and he's not ready to get or to lose the lead again. That's what the manager came out and said, you get? So, and he came out and said that it's all about a team game. It's not an individual play. That's what Rafragni came out and said. So I really love that. Very many people who love Ronaldo will say, you know, Ronaldo was not treated well. But how do you want to be treated well, Ronaldo? Because you've played 70 minutes, you've not been able to score a goal. The team is 2 goals up. You did a very nice chest pass that was a secondary assist to a goal that Mason Greenwood scored. They get you off the pitch, and you stamp the pitch, and you look like you are fired up and not into the right mood. That's really out, because I will feel like you are returning from injury. They are trying to maintain your body back to shape in there. So why come out and act like that? Because a senior player like Ronaldo, we know you'll be raged, but there is no reason of dumping the jacket that was given to you to put on after you being substituted, and you really act like that. I didn't really support that. It really looks ridiculous. Those are not things Ronaldo should be doing, because you know you've played 20 minutes, 70 minutes, and you've not scored a goal. What do you want the manager to do? Because he had to get this win to a level of conserving it. You get? So I really feel like it was the right thing that Rangnick did, though I never agreed with him putting United to a 5-man defense in there for you. I felt like reinforcing the midfield would have been the best option in there for United in there for you. But all in all, Manchester United are really into this, and they are really ready to rumble. After reading all that and telling you the team news of a team which goes by the name of Manchester United, allow me jet into this. This is the most anticipated that most of you really want to watch and see it happening, and how you expect this team to stand as it plays a side which goes by names of West Ham in there. This is how United is going to stand, or expected to stand, as they play a side which goes by names of West Ham in there. For you see, Bruno Fernandes is the key player for Manchester United, and Declan Rice is the key player to Manchester United for West Ham. And you know, rumor has it that he might be a United player come the summer of this year in there. That is Declan Rice in there for you. He's the captain of a team which goes by names of West Ham, and is an English international, and is one of those lads that are really doing great in there for you. Manchester United is managed by an interim manager who goes by names of Ralf Rangnick. He comes in from Germany, and West Ham is managed by the chosen, who is no longer the manager of Manchester United, the replacement of Sir Alex Ferguson, who goes by names of David Moyes in there for you. He's a Scottish in there for you. That is David Moyes in there for you. So we jet into this that most of you anticipatedly waiting in there for you predicted Man United starting lineup versus a side which goes by the names of West Ham in there for you. Remember, United just played West Ham recently in the Carabao Cup, and they're knocked out by 1-0. Let's go to the predicted lineup. David De Gea is expected to start in goal. Dean Henderson, no more ties that he is going even to start in there. We don't expect him to start. That is David De Gea for you. The Spanish is really going to be in goal. He really did 2 wonderful saves that kept United into the game, because Brentford, if it was known the brilliancy of a man who goes by names of David De Gea, would have been 2 goals up by first half. So that means that would have been a different game altogether for Manchester United. Diego Dalot coming into play as the right back, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka is absent, and we expect Diego Dalot to come in through and do the needful. I will like Dalot for a reason. He's one of those players that really comes through and does the needful, especially defensively. He has totally improved in there. He's not a player that you'll know that he's suspect defensively. So we expect him to do the needful. And going forward, he really plays very well, though the player who goes by names of Greenwood really doesn't really come back a lot to defend and cover up for him in there for you. I bring in Alex Telles to play as the left fullback in there for you. Reason is simple. Luke Shaw is out injured in there. Don't expect Luke Shaw to come in through into this game of football as a team which goes by names of Manchester United hosts West Ham United at Old Trafford in there for you. He's out and injured. Don't expect him to come in through and do this game in there for you. So that means that only one player is available to play the left back position is the Brazilian international who goes by names of Alex Telles, who really is proving the manager that I'm one of those left backs that he should always think about, because each and every time he's put on the pitch, he delivers, especially that game against, if you remember that game against a side which goes by names of Aston Villa, that back ball that he gave to Bruno, and Bruno did a hard shot that saw the keeper of of Aston Villa being blocked by Edson Cavani, and couldn't see the ball very well. And when the ball reached him, he really had to let it go into his own net that gave United a lead. And Telles has been putting very many crosses, but most of them are not yet to the level that we expect him to be, because I know him as one of the best crossers of the ball, especially in Europe in there for you. And going forward, he's really good, and defensively he's improving game in, game out. It shows you the beauty of a player who goes by the names of Alex Telles and how much he's contributing to the side of Manchester United. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We go to the other player that we expect to play in for Manchester United. That is Alex Telles. The fullbacks are done. Rafael Varane having a very good game in there, returning from injury and doing the rest that he really deserves to do in here at Manchester United. That is Rafael Varane in there for you. He's a central defender, and he plays onto the right side of the central defense. And ever since he came into this defense of Manchester United, wonders have been seen. And by the way, most of the times he's playing, we rarely concede goals. We rarely concede goals in there. It's rare to see United conceding in very many goals when Rafael Varane is into that defense. One, he has seen it all. He's that player that will defend Manchester United and give it a very good cover into that central defense. Secondly, he's very fast. He's a fast player. Talk of fast players, he's one of those players that I can really put onto my list because he does the needful in there. That is a man who goes by names of Rafael Varane in there for you. I really love him, and he really does the best for Manchester United. And Maguire returning in there, it's really something tricky, and I know the manager is really scratching his head. I think what has made his work easy to put Maguire back into the team is simple, because Victor Lindelof was robbed in there. There was a bribery, a barbary into the mansion of Victor Lindelof. But if at all it wasn't part of that, I was 100% sure that Harry Maguire was again going to be onto the bench, because he doesn't deserve to start, because there is another player who is playing better than him. Why should he really get a chance back onto the pitch? Because the player has not played any bad. The only reason I would blame a manager for keeping a player who has not been playing well to the pitch is when that player is costing United. But this player is not costing United at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all is he costing United. So I really feel like it's high time. It's high time Maguire really improved on his game, because by the time Lindelof returns, it's going to be a different story altogether. And I expect Lindelof to bench Harry Maguire again in here onto the Manchester United team in there. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. So we go to the next player that we expect to be to the team of Manchester United. That's the back four of Manchester United. It's been that's what me and my team have really come out and thought of being in charge of the game of a team which goes by names of West Ham, as United hosts it at Old Trafford in there for you. So to me, I will feel like that's the team. That's the team as it's supposed to be in there, and we expect it to go ahead and do the needful in there for you as United takes on a team which goes by names of West Ham. That's the back four in there for you. We go to the midfielders in there. We go to the midfielders because it's really going to be a competitive midfield in there. Nemanja Matic, I expect him to return into this game of football in our system of 4-2-3-1 in there to play into the double midfield pivot. Nemanja Matic, because that game of Aston Villa, he gave us only good 60 minutes in there for you. But because we lacked, not that we lacked quality onto the bench, but because our manager really just thought that we could really come up and put this game to bed and don't concede because we are 2 goals up. But he really did that, and we saw ourselves lose 2 points into that game because it ended in an old draw of 2-2 in there. So the manager now knows that Nemanja Matic starts into this game. It's really great if he starts alongside a player who goes by the names of Scott McTominay, and I really like Scott McTominay each and every time he plays when he's going forward or doing a box-to-box role at Manchester United. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I really like him each and every time he's playing that role because he really looks great. And the other time, Nemanja Matic, in the game of Aston Villa, he played alongside Fred Rodriguez. So I can't wait to see today a player who goes by the name of Scott McTominay that is rated almost by every manager who has been at Manchester United ever since Alex Ferguson left, that he's one of the quality midfielders that we have. I believe him in playing the box-to-box role, but not into that CDM role. And most people, I really argue with people like Michael Carrick, who came out and thought that he could really be the next Roy Keane in there. Yet Michael Carrick was a CDM. Because for me, I really feel like no attributes, Scott McTominay has to be a CDM. So I just really feel like lots of things are really happening in at Manchester United and not really doing us great. But I will feel like this time around we're really going to see how Scott McTominay prevails into the Manchester United team when he is playing alongside Nemanja Matic. So into that down midfield pivot role, instead of Freddie, I will feel like Nemanja Matic is going to play alongside a player who goes by names of Scott McTominay, because McTominay has been really a very good player for Manchester United in there, and Freddie has been making lots of blind passes into that Manchester United team. You've seen him do that. That's what he has done for the previous 3 games. Though in the previous 3 he has registered lots of assists. I think in the game of Aston Villa he registered an assist that saw Bruno Fernandes score his 2nd goal of the day, and in the game of Brentford he saw out a pass to find Elanga, and Elanga really lifted that ball high and headed it into the back of the net. But I really feel like in this game against West Ham, we'll need him later when Nemanja Matic really is burnt out, and that is the 6th minute of the game. So I really feel like Freddie is really going to be a very good plan B into this game of football as United plays a side which goes by names of West Ham. I don't want to see him start into this game of football because I don't really trust him. I don't trust him anymore, especially in the game like this that is very competitive in there as United hosts a side which goes by the names of West Ham in there for you. Smash the like button, comment and share, and if at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Let's go forward. We go to the central attacking midfield. Remember, we are playing a 4-2-3-1 system, and that system has 4 defenders, 2 midfielders to play into the double mid pivot with a central attacking midfielder who goes, my name is Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese egg who came in from Portugal like Cristiano Ronaldo in there for you. That is Bruno Fernandes. I really like him. In the previous games ever since his return, Bruno has started off the year great because he has a couple of assists onto his name, and he has so far scored 2 goals this year, I think. So last year was not all that good for him, but he looks like he has found his scoring boot again, something that we Manchester United fans really enjoy. We just like that. When Bruno is scoring these goals, we just feel like, oh yeah, that's a man. And when he really bangs them in, we just celebrate because we know we've increased on the source of goals, on the source of goals that United is having, because Ronaldo is not really that Ronaldo. Not very many chances are being created for him in there, and he's not scoring. He's supposed to be firing, even though he's the top scorer of Manchester United this season with close to 17 goals of the season. That is Cristiano Ronaldo in there for you, Mr. Champions League in there for you. That is Ronaldo. So we expect Bruno Fernandes to come in and start for Manchester United. That's no doubt, unless he gets an injury or catches up with COVID, but he has already tested, and I think the game is tomorrow and nothing's really going to happen onto him. The other player that we expect to start into this game of football is Mason Greenwood as the right attacking forward in there. You know, he plays that. He's a wide forward, though his selfishness, it really hurts me most of the times. I really feel like, why don't these players be like a Bruno Fernandes? Because Rashford and a player who goes by the names of Mason Greenwood are the most selfish player on the pitch. They are the most selfish players onto this pitch of football. And I really feel for them. I ask myself, look, what Bruno did for you in the game of Brentford, he had all the chance and audacity to shoot that ball, because in the goal of Greenwood, he was left with the goalkeeper. He would have gone hard and hit it at the back of the net. In that chance of Rashford, he could have shot, he would have gone for shot, but he really released them. And Mason Greenwood and Mr. Rashford, do you think you are too special for this team? You aren't. You aren't any special for this team. That's why I really ask myself, selfishness will kill the talent of these two people, because selfishness takes you nowhere. Selfish takes you nowhere because you are costing your team. So to me, I will feel like Rashford is going to be benched, he's not starting, and Elanga is going to come up for him, playing the previous 2 games very well and bagging himself a very beautiful goal against a side which goes by the names of Brentford. There is no way a manager like Ragnick will bench a player like him, because he's very hard-working in there for you. That is Anthony Elanga and Greenwood. Anthony Elanga is going to play on the left attacking side of the midfield. That is a left attacking forward. And Ronaldo Cristiano is going to lead the line for Manchester United. So we there and then jet into what we call the team of Manchester United and how they are really going to stand into their respective positions and the system of 4-2-3-1. Ronaldo is the center forward, and we expect him this time round. Will he play 90 minutes? I doubt, because there is Cavani onto the bench, and I don't think that Cavani is going to start. Ronaldo will start, but I don't think, if at all United really get an early lead, Ronaldo will be taken off in the 75th minute of the game, because it will be done deal, and we'll be trying to seal that game, and Cavani comes up and gives you more pace in there for Manchester United. So that's how the players are really going to stand, a well-demarcated pitch. That's how everything is really going to come in and play in favor of Manchester United. I really feel like we are winning this one. Let's get into a watch of those players. As you see, De Gea in goal, Diego Dalot right back, Rafael Varane playing on the right side of the central defense, Harry Maguire left side of the central defense, Alex Telles left fullback, Scott McTominay and Nemanja Matic playing into the double midfield pivot of the midfield of Manchester United. Remember, they are facing Declan Rice in there for you, a player who plays for West Ham in there for you. Bruno Fernandes, he's really going to come up and play into the central attacking midfield. Mason Greenwood playing as a right attacking midfielder, and Anthony Elanga will play as the left attacking midfielder, plus Ronaldo leading the line for a team which goes by names of Manchester United. Though the scoring in of Marcus Rashford can really cause some changes into this team, but I don't really see the bringing in of Marcus Rashford into this starting lineup. Let Elanga start, because this is the only way Rashford is really going to come up and change his game of football. Because if Elanga can bench you, you ask yourself, what am I not doing right? That's the big question that Rashford has to ask himself in there, because we expect Elanga to start, and there is no way Rashford is really going to come onto the pitch. I'm worried somehow. At a 30%, I'm 70% sure that Elanga will start and 30% sure that Rashford might come in, because you know the press really has a lot of energy. But Ralph Ragnick has really come out and shown us that he has his balls. He's a man who has enough balls to bench people like Rashford, Harry Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Ronaldo. So I really feel like he's really going to do the same in this game of football as United plays a side which goes by the names of West Ham in there for you. Some battles we expect: Mikel Antonio versus Harry Maguire and Rafael Varane. They need really to take consent in there into that player. They're having Bowen. Bowen really is a fast player, but the presence of Varane really helps us. But I really feel like Maguire is a suspect, because in a game like this, you just need all your centre backs to be fast. They need to be fast because Bowen can really do the needful using his pace. You get? So to me, I really feel like the threats that we are really having at a team which goes by names of West Ham is really Bowen. Bowen is really a very fantastic player, and I really feel like he can really cause some harm to us. Antonio Mikel, the same player. He can really do the same to Manchester United. He can hurt us too. I really feel it. He can hurt us. But if at all their game is well read in there for you, they can really be given the best of a beating in there for you. West Ham last game, they played against Leeds and they lost by 3-2 in there. When you look at their lineup that started, Cafu, Dawson, Diop, and Croswell. Yeah, Croswell is a good left back in there for you. Lanzini, Declan Rice into that midfield. Declan Rice, I think the presence of Nemanja Matic gives us a very strong stand into the midfield. I really feel that Joe Bowen, Formals, and Vlasic in there for you, and Antonio. And I really feel like the coming in of Nemanja Matic gives us a very big balance. And Scott McTominay will boss them out with his height and strength, and will run past them in the midfield, because going forward, I have no doubt about him. He's good. He has got a good shot. He can reach in good scoring positions. He can really cover it and assist in there for you. But the problem is defensively, and we have that defensive cover in the names of a player who goes by the names of Nemanja Matic. And the good thing is that if at all Scott McTominay starts with Nemanja Matic will give us some good 60 minutes. Then later, take him off and bring in a player who goes by names of Fred Rodriguez, the Brazilian, in there for you. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's what I really had for you. And I really feel like United is going to win this, and we might even keep a clean sheet. I made my prediction of Brentford 3-1. It came right. And this time round, I'm predicting we are really going to hit West Ham by 3 goals. United is going to put 3 goals past West Ham. Look, because if you go at Aston Villa, at Villa Park, and you score in those goals, 2 goals in there, the second one was really built up very well in there. And Aston Villa and Villa Park is one of those worst stadiums that I think each and every team fears to go in, because they can attack you left, right, and center. And I really feel like when you look at the squad of Aston Villa, it's better than a squad of West Ham United. However much West Ham are really ahead of Aston Villa, but I really feel like next season you're really going to see that Aston Villa is going to be more competing than a team which goes by names of West Ham. So I really feel like if we put 2 goals past a team which goes by names of Aston Villa, we can put 3 past a side which goes by names of West Ham. It's not an easy game. I'm not saying that it's an easy game, because someone will say, Rokan is saying that we are going to put 3 goals past West Ham. He thinks that it's going to be a walkover. It's not going to be a walkover. It's not going to be an easy one. It's going to be a very hard game in there for you. And I really feel like we have an upper hand. If I told we are going to the West Ham Stadium, it would have been a different case altogether. But we've just left London with a 3-1 win, coming back at Old Trafford, and this is like a finale, because beat West Ham, get them out of the top 4. You get? If they really get a point out of you, it will be a different game altogether, because when you beat them, you'll be at 38 points, a point ahead of them, yet they've played 1 game more than you. That means if I told you go ahead and win your game that you have in hand, they are really going to crawl. And you will be 4 points ahead of West Ham. So that's what we have to do in here onto the Manchester United Matters channel. Tomorrow, we are really going to come up here and do the needful onto that game. We'll be doing the full match insight. We'll be doing the match day live in there for you after match reaction and very many much more in here onto the Manchester United Matters channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. That's what we had for you today. Manchester United versus West Ham, full match insight brought to you by Rokani David onto the Manchester United Matters channel. Thank you guys. I cover you all in the blood of Jesus Christ. We are broadcasting live from the African Cover Studios, and I'm having my lovely girlfriend in here behind me. One time we'll bring her in camera and present together. Hope you guys are really eagerly waiting for that. I'm out for now. See you later. Love you. May the Almighty Lord see you and you guys see me tomorrow. I'm out.